What's going on, world? What's up, fight fans? Back, it's your boy. Just a regular dude with an opinion, that's it. So, earlier this week, Stephen A. Smith he interviewed AJ on his radio show. I believe it was his one of the satellite radios, XM or Sirius. Um, just want to talk about the interview for a minute. Uh, I mean, pretty much just just to get straight to me, the interview was crap. It was straight crap. There were really no tough questions asked. Um, you know, after I thought about it for a bit, it's like, what else? What else should I have expected? Stephen A. Smith. He's a big TV personality. He's got his own talk show, ESPN. He's got his own national radio show. I mean, basically, he's a part of big media. Just straight big mainstream media. In the interview, you could tell it was intended for the casual fans. For the casual sport fans, and to introduce AJ to the American audience. But man, Stephen A. he pretty much massaged this boy's back through the entire interview. Like he had him feeling real comfy. Like from the jump, you could just hear the excitement. Stephen A. My first time meeting you. I loved you. All that bullshit that Stephen A. be spitting. He asked him if he liked the Golden State game. Come on, man. Don't nobody care. Nobody care if he liked the game, and asked him, were you surprised the home team lost? And then come to find out, fuck, AJ didn't even play sports growing up. I don't even think he liked sports growing up. He said, "Oh, my parents worked too much." I heard that. I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? I'm like, and when I think about it, my parents worked a lot too. And when I was young, because my parents worked a lot, I wasn't in the house, so they had me and other stuff. I had, people who could take me here and from, but I was always active, always in sports. And then for him to be in boxing, I'm like, damn, you didn't like sports, you didn't play basketball or nothing. Your heads was too busy. It was so in the book, so they was, what were they trying to do? Guess what? Make you the first black prime minister of Britain or something. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying. Just a straight square. Just to say that he had no idea of basketball. I know over there in England, all y'all really got is rugby, soccer. Y'all football and and croquet. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Fucking croquet. Who the hell plays croquet? Um, Man, yeah, you had him feeling real comfortable, but that's crazy. He didn't nothing. Just he's not into sports. Thought that was sad actually. But and now thinking about how stiff he looks when he fights. I'm not surprised. He ain't never been taught no type of footwork fundamentals outside of boxing, how to move and be light on your toes. You know what I'm saying? Other than boxing, that's all he knows. So, and just being British is stiff anyway. But anyway, um, yeah. But in the hell with that game. Like Stephen A. was asking him questions about that game. Shit, nobody cares. We want to know what's going on with this fight with Wilder. And he just asked him a bunch of bullshit questions. I mean, he asked him, he asked him if he was aware that Wilder said that he's ducking him. Like, Wilder believes that AJ is ducking him. And how badly does he really? And asked him how badly does he really want to fight Wilder. We want to know. Hey, you said give me $50 million and I'll make the deal tomorrow, and they showed you the $50 million and said here, this is your $50 million up front, and you never responded. I don't remember ever hearing a response. Like, oh well, no, I'm sorry. It was responses. It was, oh, we have to verify where the money is from. Now, this isn't coming. Well, yeah, AJ did say a few things about, about where the money is, and is it real? But and you had your manager out there, um, Eddie Hearn, scum, face of it all, just you know trying to act like the money's not legit when he knew damn well that it is. Eddie's a little slick little fucker, goddamn fucking snake. But anyway, those questions Stephen A was asking was just giving AJ the opportunity to stick his big British chest out and talk with that arrogance that he does so much, and to say that he's the champion. You know what I'm saying? To say that he became heavyweight champion in his 16th fight and his 19th fight. He defeated the great Vladimir Klitschko, and that he has 4 heavyweight belts, and Wilder has his last one. And who was Wilder fighting in his 19th fight? Like, man, I can't stand the arrogance of the guy. I can't stand this. Like, when I hear him talk, and even when I see him talk, man, his aura, it just radiates like fakeness and suspectness. Like he's got something up his sleeve. Always looking for that right politically correct word to use. You can't trust that motherfucker. You can't trust a motherfucker like that. Not at all. Not at all. And then he has the nerve to say that he's leaps ahead of the other fighters in the division. When he was saying about him fighting Vladimir in his 19th fight and becoming heavyweight champion at his 16th fight, that he's just like leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else, that he's walked more miles, that he's experienced more than other fighters. That's what he was saying. So that he's the elite one in the division, and you can't compare him to any other fighters in the division. I think he's that. I think that that Vladimir Klitschko fight had to give him so much confidence. He damn near lost that fight. Everybody knows that, but that fight gave him so much confidence, is that it's just oozing from this poor brother, man. It's just oozing from him, But with him saying that, just how he just leaps ahead of everybody else, that's that arrogant shit I'm talking about, man. Like that's the arrogance I'm talking about. If you're so damn big and bad, why don't you make your team agree to the fight terms and go ahead and let's get this fight scheduled? Are you too busy worried about being the A side and fighting in Britain? Like, Anthony Joshua has never fought outside of Britain. He's always fought at home. Wilder has fought in Britain. He's had a fight over in England, and Wilder's been around. Like, he's traveled. All his fights haven't just been in the United States. All right, so it seems like maybe AJ's scared. He said he wants to give this fight for the people of Britain. They deserve it. Hey, dude, you're scared to leave home. This is probably the first time he's flown the plane. He's probably scared as shit. But if he wants to be the billion gazillionaire and me be Mr. Political over there in Britain, he's gonna have to. The American audience is gonna have to know you, and this is where the money is. So yeah, you need to come over here. But to me, that says that he's scared. That he's scared, man. Dude, he's like just your token foreign Negro, man. Like, flat out. We know that he's not gonna go to Eddie Hearn and the Hearns and his managers and his management team and tell them to go ahead and schedule the fight. Like, why does it matter so much that it just has to be in the UK first? Why? Even though I believe Deontay Wilder doesn't care. He just wants to get it on. I believe soon it's gonna get to where he's just gonna be like, all right, I'll go to the UK, and then if anything, at that point, I think he's gonna pull that card like, bet, let's get it going. I'll fight in the UK. Then at that point, if anything negative other than, okay, let's set up the fight, comes back across the aisle from AJ's side, it's over. Like he ain't gonna even Wilder's not even gonna mess with it at that point. He's just gonna move on to the next opponent. You know, I think AJ he needs to get stuck off of being on that A side, man. You know, man, this dude he acts like he's running for president, like he's out on the campaign trail. Like for the casual boxing fans, do not let this interview fool you. Excuse me. Don't let it fool you. Now, if you really haven't been paying attention or don't know much about what's been going on, the interview will fool you. All right, it sure will fool you. It'll have you thinking that AJ is the big bad, like he's the big bad wolf of the heavyweight division, and Wilder is nothing more than some half-ass, washed-up B-level fighter who just happens to hold a championship belt. Listen to the interview, and you know just how he's coming off like who's Deontay Wilder? Like, nah, man, Deontay Wilder ain't shit. I mean, yeah, I know boxing is supposed to have the shit talking and all that, and you know it's boxing, yeah. But it just, I don't, just coming when I hear him doing this, it's like, man, shut up, like shut up. I don't care for it. You know, I don't care for it. But the thing is don't. When I say don't let this interview confuse you, because even though AJ is the A side, he's really not the polarizing one in this. Between the two, between AJ and Wilder, he's not. Yeah, AJ may have knocked out Klitschko, so that's his big thing. That's like his big claim, you know, because he'll talk shit about Deontay Wilder's record, you know, but Deontay Wilder has fought some decent opponents. You know, you'll recognize more names on Deontay's Wilder opponent list than you would on Anthony Joshua. All right. You know, like Deontay Wilder is that dude who scares the boogeyman. That's the dude in the division. Now they call Luis Ortiz the boogeyman, but Deontay Wilder knocked him out a few months ago. So, like I said, Deontay Wilder, that's the dude who you call to kick the boogeyman's ass. All right, he's the polarizing one between the two. All right. So don't let AJ fool you, and don't let this interview with Stephen A fool you, because this interview with Stephen A is going to get. He's been on a lot, not just with Stephen A. You know, he's been on a lot of different shows over the past week, just getting himself out there to the American public. You know, but again, Stephen A. is a big name in sports. He's got his own talk show. You know, he's on the radio. So for the sports fans, period, like any type of sports, they're gonna hear that name, and you know people are gonna get interested off of this. So this is gonna create a buzz. I mean, it may not. I'm not saying it's gonna create a ton of it, but it is gonna create a little. You know, but going back to Stephen A, as far as like the questions he was asking, he just could have asked, why hasn't the fight been scheduled yet? As a matter of fact, Stephen A did ask him during the interview. He asked him, why hasn't the fight been scheduled yet? And this dude says that he can't answer that, which is a flat out lie. He knows good and damn well why the fight hasn't been scheduled yet. And I'm gonna post some links to some videos here for people if you want to just hear what's going on, like hear what's been said. I'm gonna post some links to some videos. All right, you have to do your research. Like that's my point of this article. My point of this article is for the casual fans or anybody that's just hearing this, or even outside of this fight. You got to do your research. Okay, like this article is for that fan who likes MMA but not so much boxing, but is still interested in the AJ Wilder matchup. You know, that sports fan who just listens to the Stephen A Smith show, heard AJ bumping his gums, and now he's interested. Wants to know more about the fight. Like, this article is pretty much for you. It's pretty much for you. There's been a lot of back and forth going on for both sides. Of course, not gonna get all into that. Um, but there's a lot of good. I call it journalism going on right now on YouTube. It's a lot of people putting videos out and holding it down. Uh, that I would encourage everyone to go check out. And they're getting interviews with fighters, promoters, asking tough questions. So go check out guys like 78 Sports TV and Boxing Ego and Fanon International Boxing and DBN and Barbershop Conversations and Casual Boxing Talk, like those guys. And I listen to Blue Blood as well. uh, those guys, they keep it honest, they keep it truth, they keep it true, and you can tell all they want is the truth, and they just want to provide you know boxing fans with good information, because at the end of the day they're fans also and they love the sport. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good YouTube channels out here, but those guys, you need to check them out, support them, and yeah, they have a lot of good things to say. Like, you won't hear any of what you hear on YouTube regarding AJ and Wilder. Uh, you won't hear that on ESP. You won't hear the stuff you'll find on YouTube, or like even Boxing Scene 24. Some of those websites, you'll just hear you'll just hear big media talk about the BS. Like ESPN and Fox Sports, CBS. They're not going to tell you about Eddie Hearn and just all the BS he's been talking about for this fight. Saying even AJ, as far as excuses why this fight has been made, just excuses. And I mean, if they did talk about it, man, boxing would be. It's so much news. It's so much boxing news going on right now. They could have their own. There could be a show on television about it. I swear, there could be a daily show. But yet, I don't see any boxing talk on television. Shit, my TV is YouTube. Basically, that's where I get my boxing talk from. But anyway, this fight should have been made months ago, man. Now it's in my opinion, it's quickly reaching the point to where the fight not even be made. Well, at least it won't be made for this year. It'll probably be for like next year or something like that, man. So, like, this whole interview is pretty much bullshit at its rawest form. Like I said, people, just do your research. There's videos out here just proving that, hey, this guy's just full of shit. Just full of shit. And like, I just like boxing. I'm just a fan. I want to see a good fight. I don't like. Well, at this point, I like Wilder more than I like AJ. But before, hell, I just wanted to see the belts unified. When I first heard of Joshua, after he beat Klitschko, I had no idea who he was before. Actually, and Deontay Wilder, I heard about him some years back in like 2011, 2012. He fought here at the US Bank Arena. So that was like the first time I heard about him. So I've known about him, for a while. But anyway, I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite here. But just after all the bullshit that's been coming out of both camps, I'm to the point now, like, man, dude, Wilder, when you get in the ring with AJ, bless him. And when I say bless him, a lot of people say put hands on him. I say bless him. Bless his ass. Give him the biggest and hardest blessing you can give him. Other than Klitschko, Anthony Joshua's opponent list terrible. It's terrible. You know. In an interview, he said, "Let's look at what he's really worth." He said, "Let's look," and that's AJ talking about Deontay Wilder, saying, "Let's look and see what he's really worth." And the only reason why he's saying that is because one, Wilder only has one belt, and two, because Wilder hasn't fought Klitschko. Like, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But Wilder has fought 40 times and knocked out 39 of his opponents. All right. Like, Wilder may be unorthodox and people don't like how he fight, but man, he's got heart. He's probably got the biggest heart out of anybody. I'm not gonna say out of anybody in boxing, but I think he's got a bigger heart than AJ, and that's gonna take him a long way. You know what I'm saying? You just get that from him. Like, you just get that. But anyway, man, this dude AJ, man, this interview will make you think that he's squeaky clean, man. Dude, he a slick talker just like his management team, man. This interview will make you think he is squeaky clean, just like a damn politician. Just like a damn politician, man. Just like, AJ's already said he wants to go into politics. And you can just tell, you just sits there, sticks his big old British chest out, talking all proper. And nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of here with all that shit, get out of here with that weak ass shit. Like, come on, man, beat it, man. But what really stood out to one thing that stood out to me about the interview, it was at around 9 minutes in, probably a little later, a little seconds later, maybe 10 or 9 minutes and 15 seconds later, he started talking about what Wilder had said after the last Sterving fight. And Wilder said he would go anywhere in the world to fight. It don't matter. And AJ says, "Oh, I'm not gonna take too many clips from our interviews and say to him, hey, that's what you said," like making him come to fight the Brit. And I'm like, what? I feel like he got that straight. Like he watches YouTube or some shit. Like, he said a couple things in the video that it's like, damn, I done heard the same thing. Like, I've heard that damn near exact same thing on YouTube. And also, and what I'm getting at with why that clip stuck out with me is because, dude, you said in a video interview, give me $50 million and I'll sign the fight. So when he said that, I'm like, he's trying to make a little play at Wilder for that, and at everybody in the YouTube community for that. Because when he said what he said about give me the 50 million and I'll sign tomorrow, and Wilder turned right back around and they told him the money was in the bag. He gave him the 50 million up front. And I ain't gotta talk about it, man. There's videos out here showing this shit, and I'm gonna link them for you. All you gotta do is look in the description. But it's crazy. And it's got me a little upset. Just a little upset. I know I had to go, so I had to smoke me a blunt and take a deep ass breath before I came on here and started talking. Sure did, cause it's it doesn't make any sense, man. Just sign the fight, man. Just make the fight. Just make it happen. We are all tired of waiting. I know y'all don't care, but boxing needs this shit, so just get it done. Yeah, but anyway, I'm not gonna take any more of y'all time. I hope y'all enjoyed the article or the video essay, whatever this is. Like I said, I'm just a regular dude, man. I just got an opinion. I work for just a regular guy, just like talking about boxing. And go support those YouTube channels, man, like Boxing Ego and Fanon and Dante's BDN, Dante's Boxing Nation, and 78 Sports TV, man. They really be making it happen, man. They always have good content. Like they always do. I'm just on here just a regular dude. I don't give a fuck about getting paid for this shit or none of that shit. Like I said, I like talking about this shit and it's fun. That's the only reason why I'm doing this, man. Like I said, I'm a fan. I just like I'll be wanting to talk about it. Just can't all the time. But yeah, go support them. Go support them brothers, whoever it is, man. Casual box talk, all of them, man. Support them because they are the ones who, hell, they're feeding us information, man. They making fights and everything. They making shit happen. So y'all support them, and I'll catch y'all later.